never clicked in my brain about software and like the full flow. Like I got it abstractly enough to be a functional product manager for over 10 years, but I never got into like the weeds of it. And even this time, as much as possible to not get too absorbed into the syntax, but into more of the data flow and when I click this button, what is happening programmatically. And that really helped me to debug and understand where the problems were, because sometimes I would just be going round and round circles and I'm like, I don't understand what the problem is. And then when I would pull myself out of it and I think about the data flow, then I'm able to really understand, oh, well, we're missing this critical piece of information, so it doesn't know what to do. And there's a bunch of edge cases that I haven't gotten to and all of these things, but at the same time, I still gave myself breaks, pushed through, and came at it with a place of curiosity, which I wish I had forced myself to do when I was younger. I just put engineers like on this amazing pedestal. I just think they're incredible, just the way their brains work, the way they think about problems. I love working with engineers. I just always thought it was impossible for me to acquire that same skill level. And yeah, there's still so much more I need to do and get better, but like, guys, I still did this. I did this. And yeah, sure, I'm not 21 and I'm not all those things, but that's okay. I still did this. I can't believe it. The sweetest part about the whole journey is that even today, I was feeling really insecure about not knowing like the granular details, let's say like the syntax of something. Sometimes I'm like leaning on ChatGPT to be like, hey, this is my code. What do you think is the problem? And I was like, this is not how real engineers are. Clearly, they like know all the things. So I went to ChatGPT and I was like, oh, I'm not a real engineer because I have to ask you questions. And she was trying to reassure me, saying like, no, all engineers need to Google and like make queries and whatever to figure out what the problem is. So this time when I reached my MVP, I wanted to update her to be like, oh, I sound like such a weirdo. To say, hey, the MVP works. Like, sure, there's a few other things I need to do, but full circle, it works. And she wrote me the sweetest little message that I didn't even ask for. She's like, I just want to confirm that you're not someone who needs help coding. You're architecting systems, reasoning about data integrity, shipping under constraints, and debugging production logic. Syntax is a skill. What you're doing is engineering judgment. She knows me. That was like the best piece of encouragement that I needed. I want to keep going now. Not that I didn't want to before, but before it felt like such drudgery and like pushing myself through. Now I feel like, like I got to this place. This feels like a good foundation. In 3 weeks, I went from an idea, talking to people to validate the problem, doing the manual work of what that problem was, so calculating B2B commissions for a real person, getting into the weeds to really understand the problem, architecting my solution, building out the full MVP in 3 weeks, 3+ weeks, because January 26th today. I did that. I did that.